Okay. Good morning. I'd like to welcome everybody to Williamson County Board of Commissioners meeting. It's Tuesday, July 30th, 2024. It's 9 a.m. Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson.
Present.
Jim Marlowe.
Present.
Jim Razor.
Present.
Does anybody have any old business for this board? Hearing none, we'll move down to new business. Jackson Street property. We finished that purchase last week. We now own the property. Previous owner's been paid off. Now is probably when we need to have discussion about what we're going to do. We know we have some tenants in that building. We need to decide if we want to continue to rent, just have a general discussion. That's what I'd like to do, then get some direction from you guys. Where you'd like me to go on this. I will tell you this, the tenants, the owner confirmed again yesterday that there are no lease agreements, there are no security deposits. And so coming up on the first, and I believe rent will be due on the first. And so I would expect that we'll have a little bit of real income there. As part of that, the owner paid the water bill, but each individual unit has its own electric bill. And that's the only utilities that the previous owner is aware of. So at the very least, we'll have to contact City Hall and tell them essentially they're doing it to us. So there's no interruption. So beyond that, I'd like to hear what your thoughts are, guys. We'll all jump in at once.
You got anything?
I do. I don't personally want to see the county in the leasing business. I will say when this project first came up, I had an idea that we could use that as some temporary county homes. Brought to my attention that to do that, they have to be ADA compliant, and it certainly, by my calculations, was bad money spent. So I gave up on that idea, but then it brings up, since the county owns it, we have to bring that into compliance to even leave the tenants that are there now. Further adding to, I don't think we want to be in the rent business, but I don't know what the process is to be a good owner and get those tenants out to move forward with whatever we come up with the final plan for this. We get there. Also, as I've driven by and walked around the property a little bit, I already noticed that it looks like the mowing probably stopped on that property several weeks ago.
Yeah.
I assume we're going to have to contract somebody to go in. That looks like it's kind of mowed. The county would be prepared, or engineering would be prepared to do that. So that's part of my list to get it started.
Can you that much to mow? Is it?
There's not much.
I was gonna say,
What is there looks bad.
Okay, yeah. No, I would agree. I don't think we need to be in the renting business. I think we've got one or two options. One, originally we talked about tearing all those buildings down to make one apartment. And there's a lot of stuff right now in that Money Bread facility. Yeah, maybe that'd be the first thing to tear down, but moving the temporary storage district right there. Temporary storage. There, what it just is not solved. That would be moving twice. Give us an option. I don't think we need, I agree. I think we need these for storage. Or we go ahead and tear it down.
I will say on the demolition, I think it would probably make money sense if we demolished both at the same time, which would mean we need to wait on other things to happen so we can move what we do have stored.
I would make a suggestion then that to go along with it, to secure that. We're already in beginning of August. I don't know, the idea of floating the idea of waiting to the end of the year, but these people don't need to be out by the end of the year. Give them a little time to get out, find something else. Or let's just say,
I think
put the hammer down.
Jim brought up a good point in that now that we own the building, do we have any kind of obligation for upkeep or making it ADA accessible? And I did ask Rhett about the process so he could give us an answer today. Asking them, giving them the notice that the county's going to want them to leave. So, you know, I don't know if that's a letter, if that's, if we make a visit to each tenant, I don't know.
The timeline on that.
I need to talk, we need to ask Brett about that. If we're decided that we're going to probably not be in the rental business, and I don't think we should be. So I think that's pretty clear across the board. Brett, what have you got for us on that?
So since there is no lease, the Supreme Court has a notice that you were to give to any tenant for a non-renewal. It requires that you give them 30 days. So if we don't give them the notice by July 31st, then they would actually be able to stay in until October 1st because it goes by 30 days the next month. So if we gave it to them by the 31st of July, then they would have to be out by September 1. If we give it to them August 14th, again, it's October 1. So they get a full calendar month once notice is given.
How is that notice to be given to them?
It's a paper form. It's a Supreme Court approved form.
Is it a process server on that, or is it?
I think you can either hand deliver or you can provide it certified mail. If you want to go to the extent of having it processed, I mean, you can have a deputy serve it. It's cheap enough for you guys to have that happen, so.
Yeah.
You can do it that way, but I don't know. that
Would it
it's-
be just as fine if we took it over there ourselves?
Yeah, we just have to have proof that we gave them the notice so that if they don't get out and we file the eviction proceeding, that we can provide the court proof that we have provided them the statutory notice. That's what we have.
Okay. So that would just be a written receipt from them? Or-
Yeah, we'll figure that out. Gonna make it.
What's your preference on that? Does anybody have a preference?
And I've got the form already here. So it's just a matter of doing it.
You know, I was a renter once and the landlord showed up. Said, I need you out of here. Like now. I know what a pain it was.
It is much. It's much.
And to move a business, I would have to think could be difficult as well. I personally am comfortable with the October 1 date.
Okay.
Could be, I guess, providing that to anytime in August.
You comfortable with that?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
So issue it August 1st or later,
August 1st or later.
and then that'll give them essentially 60 days to get out.
I think that's fair for sure.
Sure. Okay.
Now, did we notify insurance that we own the building?
Yes.
Okay.
Insurance was notified.
And they're aware we have renters
Yes.
currently in there?
Yep.
Was she requiring them to provide any type of a business renter's insurance?
I do not know that.
Okay.
I do not know. I would assume they would have their own contents insured.
It's one thing I've learned in life is I would not. It's just,
Yeah. So
but
do
I
we
just
need
want
to
to make
check
sure
that?
insurance is aware of it
Right.
because
And I talked to the insurance. I talked to Mike a few minutes after we'd signed the deal.
So we have renters in there right now. Do we not collect any rent? They get rent free until they have to move out.
that's a discussion you guys need to have.
Well,
About that. I mean, because it's my understanding if we collect rent, then we lose our taxes, they exempt status.
we are going to have to pay taxes because those taxes were taken off the sale price. So we'll have to pay taxes up until the day that we bought it. And gentlemen, I go back and forth on this. To be a good neighbor, I would think that anything we can do to help them because they are going to be disrupted, because it's going to be disrupted, I would be okay with. And I'm perfectly happy to let one of you suggest a solution to that.
Who's in there right now?
There's at least one attorney. It wasn't a nail place or something like that. I can get you a list of the people that are. I think they're gone.
I think.
Yeah.
Are all the office, because isn't there 4
There's
offices?
4 offices.
Are they all filled?
I believe they were, yeah.
I believe at least one vacant.
But you think one's vacant? So
Your key doors?
I have not rekeyed doors yet, no.
I'm just trying to think of things from a regular business transaction.
They still take care of utilities? Do we take care of utilities now?
Well, we'll have to get in touch with the city because the previous owner paid the water. So that was included in the lease where they were doing the rating.
So I would suggest if we're talking about the ultimate goal here is demolition, as soon as we have renters out of there, we just get all the utilities turned off, taken care of.
Yeah, I will double check with the insurance to make sure, but like I said, I called Mike Rossi just after the transaction and asked him to start working on that and give us coverage. I'll check on number of tenants and rekey doors. Is that something that you think we need to do?
We're gonna need a key to the place.
I have keys. I have
I
all
mean,
those.
if you rekey them, they still have till October 1st to try to give them keys, so.
But we still have to give them, we'll have to give them a key.
I'm not worried about the existing tenants, I'm worried about the vacant,
Okay.
as far as being rekeyed. I mean,
I agree with that, yeah.
I don't know how many people have keys.
Okay. Rekey doors.
Anything vacant.
Okay, you gentlemen are out with me, I just call the local locksmith to do that.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go back to are we going to accept rent from those folks?
Yes, what's the pros and cons? And what type of rent are you talking about?
I go both ways. They are paying rent, but they will incur some expense moving. And, I don't know that you tell me this.
I understand if we collect rent, we then are paying property tax. Are we just paying it for the period while we're collecting rent, or does that immediately put the county on the hook for the whole year? Because I would assume as soon as we have them out, we'll file for exemption on that day.
That's when your property tax payment requirement will cease, is when you are granted the exemption. So it goes to the local, and then it goes to the state, and then you get your form, and it's governmental property at that point in time.
I don't think we're talking about an enormous expense there.
I think right now the tenants are paying $600. So
Each.
My suggestion would be that you continue the terms and conditions that were in place. And the reason for that, if you guys decide at the end of it that you want to refund or do something, you can, but if they decide to hold over and you're looking at a 2 to 3 month process to get them evicted, you're looking at another 2 to 3 months of no money for that and incurring costs and getting eviction to occur.
It would be easier for them to stay if we're not charging.
Yes,
in their
oh,
funds.
well, absolutely.
Yeah, so I think, I agree that I think we just need to continue to collect them and pay the tax for the brief period. And I believe we'll just make it a cleaner break.
Like I said, I could go either way on that one. So we will continue to collect. And then, I will work through the notice and we'll make sure it gets delivered. And then we'll go from there. Is there anything else you guys?
I do have it in my notes that I think, in this timing that we've worked out today, may even work better, that this way we're able to put the expense for demolition, we can budget for next year. We don't have to get into contingency or think about that. I think, again, it just makes everything a little bit cleaner.
Yeah.
That we can think about it in that light, so I'm happy with what we've done.
So anything else on this? All right. I have some marching orders. Update you guys on how that goes. Does anybody have anything on any of the middle parts of this agenda? Or is there any public comment? Does anybody have anything they'd like to say? Hearing any, let's move on down to miscellaneous. Ashley's here today. He's got some things. He has a couple of ARPA claims for us. And also we need to talk about the installment due dates for the property tax collection. So,
We can knock the ARPA ones out first. We've got the Village of Cambria. This is for partial pay estimate to SU Construction, number 2, and also the invoice to PSC Engineering. This will close out their award of $175,000. So this is for $82,208.75. And then I've got, I guess what will be a final closeout of their award for Selena Farms. This is an invoice for Ross Construction. Total invoice is $158,091.22, but there is $143,117.03 remaining. I'm asking you to sign this, but this is contingent upon the release of funds for them to provide us the lien waivers for all the prior disbursements. So hopefully I will receive all of those this week, and then I can disperse that money.
some of that, Brett, some of that was to professional firms, engineering firms, an affidavit of payment. Would that be as good as a lien waiver for him?
There's one in particular, like Greater Egypt, the enterprise zone fees, which were, I don't know if Greater Egypt can actually sign a lien. They could provide payments. The rest of them are all engineering companies.
I mean, the engineering company should be able to provide a document saying that they've been paid in full.
Right.
Who would be the entity collecting?
I mean, the check was made, the payment was made to Greater Egypt. For the enterprise zone fees.
But it's just an invoice then for the fees. It wasn't. So I don't think there's any services at that point. So I just think a receipt of some form that shows that they paid it. We don't need on that.
I'll see if we respond, if those companies get back to him and say, well, we don't normally sign a lien waiver, whatever.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't think a lien waiver. I just think of some document that says, here's your charges and it was paid in full.
I mean, the engineering company, or one of the engineering companies, they've signed partial lien waivers. So I mean, the
I had to
other,
do it both ways.
the other ones I know.
I've gotten affidavits from them because there's no service, there's no. So whatever works, just as long as we can verify everything. Actually, don't go.
Well,
We're going to talk about the,
okay, so,
no, you're in the hot seat. So.
just to give you an update, the extensions have been delivered to all of the taxing entities. They've all responded, and that has been finalized. We are now ready to start our calculation, which is the pre-steps or the process to get numbers and also to get the TIF information of what goes to each of the TIF entities and the funds that they're going to be receiving. We're going to be doing that on Thursday, I believe, or Wednesday night or something like that. So we would love to be able to start printing these on Friday, if at all possible. And not Friday of this week, but Friday of next week. And that would entail having a resolution at the regular board meeting on Tuesday of next week, 13th, to be able to have a resolution and set the due dates. I've given each one of you a tentative schedule of what I would like to see just based off of workflow, comments from the public, and everything else. But as I mentioned, the one date for the second installment does put the disbursements to the county and their second receipt of taxes into the following fiscal year. But again, it's more so timing issue. Journal entries can be made to offset that, and as we did previously, you have an opportunity to defer some payments if necessary to be able not to have to do it. Reopen the whole process. It would be, I think, beneficial, obviously, to the public and the fact that taxes are going to be going up, which is a lot. They would be able to, cover that. I know the comments are made that we all know taxes are due every year, but at the same time, up until last year, there was always at least a 40-day or 45-day break in between payments. Used to be 60 before COVID.
So you said you're going to be able to print the bills on the 9th, I can print them on the 9th.
Well, that would be the,
It would start.
it would start
It
printing.
takes them about 5 to 6 days to print them.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you'd have those back by the 15th.
Well,
I
we
mean,
do them in-house.
Yeah, we do them all in-house. We do all the printing, all the folding and everything. We would love to be able to actually, deliver them to the post office,
That following Friday.
following.
Because right now we have, what'd you say, 30?
Which is the 16th.
And then
That would be the 16th.
16th is Friday.
Yeah. I put on the 26th because I would rather, under promise and over deliver. But if we can get this timeline, if we can get at least a head nod that this will be the dates that we can put enter in the system. Intent would be to get them out on the 16th. And then but still have the due date being September 26th,
September, because
giving
that's
them more than 30 days.
So you
required by
could,
statute.
you could give them more than 30 days.
We could give them more. You're required by statute to give that a minimum of 30 days.
Mhm.
So if we can get them out and send them out August 16th, then they'll have an extra, 10 days there. So they'll have 40 days prior to, and then it's 49 days, I think, is between September 26th and November 15th. So they would at least have, an extended span. It's still not the perfect scenario. It's one that we're working closer to get back to.
You could have the first installment due on the 19th to be a week before the 26th, September 26th. Would you not have 30 days?
that's providing there's no hiccups in printing and it doesn't delay us in getting them out by that.
All right. All right. So we'll stick with September 26th, November 14th dates.
That works. That works for you.
Well, yeah, that's why I proposed it. I know it's not ideal.
Yeah.
I know it'd be nice to get everything back into, the regular fiscal year. However, we're not to that point yet. We are 30 days ahead of schedule from where we were last year. But if you remember, and Amanda can verify this, before COVID and everything happened, and we were getting these bills out at the end of May or the first, week or two of June. with due dates in July and September. So, I mean, obviously that's the goal, to get it back to that point, or even July and October, where we can even extend, time in between. Right now, this gets us closer, but obviously not to exactly what.
Comment?
I feel like we're backed in a corner. And I will say, I don't think the treasurer backed us in a corner. I think he's trying to deal with what's been presented to him as far as his timeline. I'm not happy with it. I think anyone should be happy with it. I'm also conscious, I thought you brought up a great point the last time, that if this board put pressure on you to move that second date up, it's going to interfere with you. We already have issues with parking. We feel like we're going to have a well-attended election this year. And more people going through here, and I think it would create more headaches. So I think that little bit of delay in November is probably beneficial for that as well. Again, I don't like it, but I think I understand it. So the schedule that's been presented to us, I can agree to, just, I think it's about the only option we have to fit everything. Kind of the perfect storm.
Ashley, any idea when disbursements will then go to the entities with those dates?
Well, we have to get it to them within 30 days. So September 26th will be delivered by October 25th, and then the November 14th one will be delivered December 13th.
I just anticipate that'll be a question that some of the others will ask.
The one good thing I can say is for most of the entities now is because some of the delays and COVID and everything else, they have done a better job of either keeping reserves or realizing that they have to, at least in Williamson County, I'll say that, maybe not in other counties, but they have done a good job of knowing that they need to operate at least maybe 3 to 5 months into their new fiscal years and being able to absorb it. And then you got, Marion is property tax money, so it doesn't affect the local, municipality ones that have a fiscal year ending in, April 30th. Everybody else usually is in June 30th, so they operate for 3 to 5 months.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I will get together with Jerry Adams and have her prepare the resolution, and then for the regular board meeting that you guys have to approve those things.
So, and I sent you that, I got a request from Bi County for a resolution for their extensions. They want the county board to approve it. I'm not sure. Amanda, have we ever done that? Is that stuff we usually do? I just don't remember doing that last year for Bi County.
They send it to us and we put it into the budget, but there's anything to be approved.
Well, that caught mine. That's why I was wondering if that, so could we,
I should look back at last year and see.
Yeah, Janice has got that.
Okay.
Is
So
there,
they send it to Janice? Okay. So I'd say it's just what they send for the budget, basically.
okay.
You guys look it over during budget time.
Well, I sent an email to Janice. I think she's out of town.
She is
And,
all over. the
can
place.
you look at that
Yeah.
and see if this board needs to take some action on that before the 13th?
I'll pull the file from last year too.
Okay. And if we do, just let us know, and we'll schedule a meeting to get that done. If I don't know, I just got it.
That was by county?
It was by county. I just got that yesterday. So it's too late to get into today's meeting.
Yeah.
We had to approve it, we didn't today. I sent Ashley I forwarded that also to Ashley, so.
I think that's just the form they use this every year.
Does anybody else have anything for miscellaneous? Thank you, Ashley. Okay. So personnel issues that we need to discuss. I would recommend that we go into closed to have those discussions. Is there a motion to go into closed? Brett? And a second, Brett, do you have that?
I do, in a second here. We are 5 ILCS. 122C1 for personnel.
Okay, so a motion and a second, any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson?
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe?
Yeah.
Jim Reeser?
Thank you. Closed session, it's 10:12 a.m., Tuesday, July 30th, 2024. Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson,
Present.
Jim Marlowe,
President.
Jim Raisik.
Present.
Does anybody have anything else for this board today?
I do not.
Your motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Raisik.
Yay.
Thank you.